Is Vampire Night here at Laughing Grackle, and my name is Mandy. So we're going to go ahead and get started with what the vampires got to say.
Nine of Scepters reverse. There's someone who is trying to manhandle the situation, causing fatigue when dealing with them. I feel like this will waste resources and time because they want to jump steps in the process. Ace of Knives upright. This person is good at bullying others to get progress done, but that comes at a cost of cutting corners, piecing things together, and just having a good enough attitude and not doing the job correctly. The Empress reverse. There's an element of inflexibility or selfishness on their part, due to laziness, spite, or envious. A certain past event fuels these feelings in this situation. The Hanged Man reverse. This is a warning that we might have to make a sacrifice to get something we want. We might have emotional block being used to make us feel self-conscious and less than emotionally. Remember, we aren't dealing with someone who is either manic depressive disorder or paranoia schizophrenic.
The Nine of Scepters is somebody who's trying to kind of bully their way about in this particular situation. And they, because they are being a bully on things, they're basically just not thinking about the long-term consequences to what they're doing. Well, hello there, Diego. And whenever somebody doesn't think ahead like that, they tend to jump steps. And instead of doing what needs to be done correctly, they're just trying to get it up as fast as they can. And that doesn't work. The Ace of Knives. This particular one is talking about those cutting corners. They're doing a good enough attitude. And whenever that happens, it falls apart, and it takes more time and effort and money, the thing that we're so tight on, to sit there and to fix the problem once it gets that way. So, just because they get it up doesn't mean that it's correct. Now, the Empress. This is somebody who is not being flexible on their side of the fence. And, that also causes, or they could be doing it because of selfish reasons. And that could be, a whole slew of different things, from being envious to being lazy to being spiteful. And there's things in the past that is affecting this person's feelings in this situation. The Hangman. This lets us know that they're trying to give you a heads up on that we might have to sacrifice something to be able to deal with this. And we might not be in the most emotional area for this. It's It's like, you're not really wanting to do something because of this emotion that you have about the other person. And that brings up self-consciousness and, not really wanting to get into the emotional side. And this particular person, the one that's doing the bullying, they aren't the most emotionally stable person. And what I'm picking up is either manic depressive or they're paranoia schizophrenic. But either way, not the best person to be messing with. So that's going to be my read for tonight. We are going to be having animal spirits and animal familiars tomorrow. So come on back and see me. Do like and shares. See you later.